What's going on, my PT peeps? I'm a Walking Dead family. Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eye Bri, back to talk about the Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 16, the Season 9 finale, as well as the comics, as well as Season 10 potentially. So obviously, if you're not up to date with the show, the comics, all that stuff, or you're just worried about spoilers, just stop watching. I don't want to ruin anything for you. Is it foreshadowing this picture right here? If you know the comics, you know what I'm talking about with Alpha for sure. Is it going to happen? We don't know, but most likely, right? It's a big moment in the comics, and if you don't know what we're talking about, we'll highlight it in a second. But we saw in the Season 9 finale that evidently the Whisperers went to warmer ground. They went south for the winter, like animals, like birds, to get away from the blizzard. And the shot's very interesting. You see Alpha and Beta, and then you see Beta removes Alpha's skin, well, the walker's skin, and it was done deliberately, right? You can see through the holes of the animal hide or the walker's skin or whatever that was there, but it's done on purpose, right? And it's just interesting. And then you see Beta fully removes Alpha's walker skin mask, and he puts it on a pike or a branch or something. But the way Alpha's face is right there, it's very telling, potentially, of course, because we don't know what the writers are going to do, for Alpha's comic death. Then we see Beta puts the skin on the walker pike, takes us back to the pikes, and it makes me think also, what goes around comes around. Karma's a bee, Alpha, and you did that to all those people. I wonder if it's going to happen on the show. In the comic, Negan goes to the Whispers, and I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. But we see Alpha and Beta starts whipping Alpha's forearm so Alpha can get ready for whatever she has planned for Season 10. Then we see, boop, Ezekiel. It goes right to Ezekiel's face, a zoom in, right? And Ezekiel is part of the Pike lineup in the comics, not on the show, obviously. He's still alive. He's still very much alive going into Season 10. But is he going to die in Season 10? And if so, early on. I talked about it in 2 videos now, that we see the red in the painting. And if you look it up, red symbolizes a lot of things. And one of those being danger. Is Ezekiel in danger? I think so. We'll have to wait to find out. There's Ezekiel talking to Judith, and then Judith talks to Ezekiel, and then Ezekiel leaves the room, and then we have the whole radio situation. But is it foreshadowing that what's going to happen in Season 10? Something big is going to happen with Ezekiel and Alpha and the Whispers. And the radio, of course. We don't know who it is exactly, but I believe it's a woman. Is it Jadis? Is it Maggie? Is it Georgie? Is it Stephanie? Is it this? Is it that? And we clearly don't know. But the writers did it for a reason. We got to wait till Season 10. But it's going to set up probably Season 10 in a big way, which I believe is going to be the Whisperer War. And again, if you know the comics, hopefully you're excited for it. I hope it can be a very good part of the show, and at least half of Season 10. But if you remember some of the conversations in the Season 9 finale, the radio could have been Maggie, because when Michonne and people are talking while they're walking and they're talking, they kind of mention Maggie there. And they clearly said that they haven't heard from her in a while. So that'd be pretty big if it was Maggie on the radio reaching out. Now that they have a radio, they can talk between communities, and that can bring Maggie in the loop more and more throughout the series. So we'll have to see. But did Negan do enough to win your heart over this season? He definitely started, in my opinion. I think Negan saving Judith, Negan going to the sanctuary, coming back, shows a lot. But is it enough? And is it going to be enough for him to stay around Alexandria? Because if he goes back in the jail cell, is someone going to break him out? Someone going to bring him to the Whispers to have the whole Whisperer story arc? Because I kind of want to see that, but I also want Negan to be a good guy, and can he do both? For sure. Saving Judith, being connected with Judith, and Dog, and the group, is pretty awesome. But how can Negan and Daryl coexist? That's a big question because of what Negan has done to Daryl in the past. But in the Season 9 finale, Negan was clearly injured. So I don't see him walking around anytime soon. And I wonder what's going to happen when the Whisperers come back from their winter vacation. So let's talk about Negan and the Whisperer story arc. So in the comics, Negan is broken out by a kid named Brandon. That's Beta, that's not Brandon. But Negan gets his leather jacket back. He becomes part of the Whisperers basically. And the Whisperers are definitely worse in the comics than they are in the show, in my opinion, because they talk about some other areas that I don't think the show's going to cover. But Negan basically tries to win over Alpha and have her let her guard down, and then he takes her out, and it's a big, big moment. And that's the redemption arc of Negan, because the Saviors and the Sanctuary are being run by Dwight. That's not happening on the show, obviously. But Negan and Alpha interact, for sure. We haven't seen that on the show. Alpha's really only interacted with Daryl. Is that going to continue? And in the comics, the way that Alpha is killed is by Negan being in her camp. So who's going to be the one to do that? Is that going to happen? If Negan has already kind of started his redemption arc with Judith and Alexandria, will they give him a bigger redemption story by him killing Alpha like he does in the comics and, tries to win over Rick? But Rick's gone, so that's out the window. But who do you think should be the one to take out Alpha? Should it be Carol? Daryl? One of the two, right? I mean, it makes sense to be Daryl because he's been connected with her, but is he going to go back to the Whisperer camp? What if it's Michonne? Or what if it's Ezekiel? He goes to the Whisperer camp trying to take out Alpha and win back Carol's love, and he gets killed in the process. That could happen, right? I mean, we don't know because it's different now. Ezekiel dies in the Pike lineup in the comics, but he's very much alive for the show as of the season 9 finale in the season 10. So what do you think is going to happen? What would you want to happen? What do you want to happen to Alpha, Beta, Daryl, Carol, Michonne, Ezekiel, Jerry? Oh man, I can't wait for the Whisperer War and season 10 and everything. Hurry up, October. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Please, guys, hit that subscribe button to join our PT channel Walking Dead family. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories. And as always, tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.